too sure. But someone fill in air, so it's not just me trying to fill in air.
I think my favorite Cartman episode was the Christmas in Canada episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Where he gets punched at the end and he just squeals for like 5 minutes.
I have never laughed so hard at an episode of South Park in my whole life as I did at that scene.
What was that one about?
They go to Canada because Ike gets taken away, Kyle's adopted younger brother.
Right.
Yeah, and the kids go to Canada to try to talk to the Prime Minister and get Ike back.
Mm-hmm.
It's this whole musical Wizard of Oz parody. And at the end, Cartman says, "That's it, Kyle. I told you. If we didn't make it back in time for Christmas, I was going to kick your ass. Well, let's go. Let's fight." And
Well, now you're going again, mother.
Kyle punches him in the face, and Cartman just stands there a second and then starts whining.
He's just like,
Yeah. It's hilarious.
That's one of the few times I've actually fallen off the couch laughing.
Wow. I think
Yeah,
I have
literally.
seen one now that you mention it. It's been a long time.
Since you've fallen off the couch laughing.
Yes, since I've fallen off the couch laughing.
actually,
All right, let's see. It has Scott Tenorman Must Die. It's a great episode. Cartman Land's pretty funny. Up to Down Steroids, hilarious with Jimmy. Awesome, like I said. Death of Eric Cartman's pretty funny because that's another Cartman and Butters episode.
Yeah.
Ginger Kids, Cartoon Wars Parts 1 and 2.
I like Ginger Kids.
Yeah.
Gingeritis.
La Petite Tourette's on it. What?
Gingeritis.
Gingeritis, yeah. Yeah, that's right. La Petite Tourette, Tonsil Trouble, Super Fun Time, and Ega Penis are all on it.
Super Fun Time was good.
Ega Penis
Yeah,
is
that's
on
pretty
it?
fun. Yeah.
Why would that be on the Cartman episode?
Because Cartman goes to teach inner city
Right. How do I
basically
reach?
treat like white people?
How do I reach these kids?
Yeah, how do I reach these kids? So.
Right.
He was supposed to be Edward James Olmos.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right,
Yeah, there
right.
was-
The substitute or whatever?
There was like a movie made in the 80s where Edward James Olmos was like a new teacher. He was a math teacher in an inner city school, and the line from it was, "How do I reach these kids?" And
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Does
forget
he-
when I was forced.
Does he
I was
reach
forced
them?
to watch it in high school. What?
I
Does he end
watched
up
that on
reaching them?
my TV one day.
Yeah. Yeah, it does end up reaching them.
Wow. And,
Does he end up-
and then the last 15 minutes is the trial where he reached out and touched the kids inappropriately.
Yeah, I wish. That would make it interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that Hillary Swank movie that just came out. Well, not just came out, but, you know, the Freedom Riders?
Freedom Riders?
It's all
That
the
was
s-
actually pretty good.
It's all the
I
same
love
shit.
Freedom Riders.
Really?
All the same. All the
I
same
love
stuff.
that movie. I'm not going to lie. That's one of my favorite movies.
Can I guess the plot?
Go right ahead.
Okay. She gets hired. She goes in. Then they totally reject her. So she gets all pissed off, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can actually do this." Then she goes home to her boyfriend, and he's all like, "Well, babe, maybe you should give it a second shot." So she does, and then they have this weird interracial part where she does Footloose and stuff like that, and then, you know, then she finally reaches the kids, and then they're like, "Wow!" She's like, "Wow, I never thought of it that way." And then, you know, that's the end of the movie. Like, is that the plot? Is that the basic scheme of that entire movie?
Some of it's right. Some of it really isn't.
All right.
Because the boyfriend she goes home to is her husband, and he divorces her. He leaves her.
Oh, that's kind of a downer. It's kind of a downer.
So you know.
Yeah.
But she did go home to her. Anyway.
Go home.
Yeah, except she couldn't even talk to him about it because every time she tried talking to him, he didn't want to hear about work.
Yeah, well, he's probably busy with his own
Doing?
work.
It's like in Rosemary's Baby when the husband's too busy with his career to worry about her pregnancy.
Yep.
And don't forget Freedom Riders, true story.
Right. That's
Don't
true.
forget Rosemary's Baby. True story.
Totally true story.
That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So
It's happening right now.
Right now.
it's happening. Oh man. Wow,
You know what
man,
was
that's a ton of
ridiculous?
gas.
You know what was a ridiculous movie? The Substitute. With Tom Bergener. What's his name?
Oh, is that where like?
He's like
Everett,
he's
go
like
on.
this cop, and he plays as a substitute teacher. Then he just ends up like killing a bunch of like the gang because I guess a bunch of the kids are part of a gang, and he just walks around like shooting the kids and blowing them up and throwing them out of windows and
Oh
stuff.
my god. I never saw it.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It's and then they made sequels. There was like the Substitute 2 and the Substitute 3, and there may have been a 4.
Didn't realize there was that much of a market for
Yeah.
a teacher killing their own students.
Yeah. No, it's basically all the movies. He just runs around and kills his own students in the school.
That's pretty
funny.
messed up.
Now, is he a bad guy or is he the hero?
No, he's the good guy because like all the kids,
Okay.
all the students are like drug dealers and like murderers and stuff. So
That's right.
he's putting tough love on them.
That's
Yeah.
really
Tough love by killing him.
By killing them.
hell.
Business. Business. And there's a scene in the library where he beats them up by throwing books at them. It's like time to get some education. Starts like throwing books at them.
It's like I forget which Steven Seagal movie it was, but there was one where he was in a billiards hall, and he ended up beating up like all the bad guys in the billiards hall with pool with like an 8-ball and a sock, and just like whipping it around on people's faces. It was hysterical.
He just
I
came
didn't-
out with a
I've
new
seen that.
movie. What?
No, what?
He came
Oh,
out
I
with a
said
new
that-
movie.
Yeah, he
Oh,
just
really?
came out. He wrote and directed his own movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sounds
I don't know what
amazing.
it's about. I don't know what it's about, but when I heard that, I'm like, wow. You know, like, what can you really say to that? I mean, Steven Seagal has made some of the best movies ever, so.
Ever.
Ever.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Under Siege.
Under
Tom-
Siege- actually,
also,
Under Siege
Tommy-
is a pretty good movie.
One of Tommy Lee Jones' first movies.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause he plays a bad guy in that
The bad guy gets stabbed in the head.
one.
Sweet.
I think the best one I've seen, I don't remember what it was called or what it was about, but the one scene that kind of turned me on to it was there was a guy that had a gun to his head at point blank range. He fires the gun. Steven Seagal switches his head back, and the bullet misses him. Like, amazing. Like, he's not even a superhero in that movie. Like, so, I don't know.
You can do that in real life, Dave.
Oh, of course.
If you train.
Yeah, if you train as hard as he does. So, I don't know. It was pretty goofy, man. Pretty goofy. I couldn't handle it for more than the 5 minutes that I saw. I'm like, no, it's Steven Seagal. Sorry, can't
Dave,
do
do you
this
remember
for
that? Do you remember that Chuck Norris movie we rented?
Good Guys Wear Black.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, it's actually at my house right now. It's downstairs.
Wait, we didn't rent it. I bought it for you. That's right.
Yeah, for Christmas. It was like in the dollar
Your
bin. You
Christmas
said.
present. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
there's an
pretty-
entire book of Chuck Norris statements? Like, you know, the whole Chuck Norris killed all the unicorns or whatever.
Oh,
Chuck
yeah,
Norris
yeah.
isn't-
I thought you meant just like crazy things Chuck Norris has said in his life.
No. Just those silly Chuck Norris sayings, not things he said, but...
Just things that he's done.
No, crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy things he said is Ron Paul for president.
No,
Yeah,
he
man,
didn't. He said not, what's his name? Who's the guy? The former minister.
I'm not going to bail you out on this. You better know it.
No, it wasn't Romney.
Was it
No.
Huckabee?
Huckabee. Thank you.
Oh, it was Huckabee.
Yeah.
It was Huckabee. You're right. Yes, it was Mike Huckabee. I don't know why I said that. I wasn't.
No. How dare you, Bert? How dare you?
How dare I? You're right, Charles.
Thank you.
It was Mike Huckabee.
No, but yeah, he's a staunch conservative,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Apparently
He
he's
was
incredibly religious
what?
too. Apparently he's incrably religious too.
yeah, he
Really?
might be.
On his website, he has an entire section of his website just devoted to like Christianity.
Wow.
Anyway,
Still.
continue, Dave.
Yeah, but
he
yeah, I
didn't-
think I remember watching that video. I think online somewhere, him kind of going
Yeah.
off on whoever he was talking about or talking to.
He didn't do his own stunts or ride his own horses in Walker, Texas Ranger,
Yeah, that's right.
which is totally diminishes his badassness.
I know. Well, I figure how can he do his own stunts? He's like 62 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days.
Man.